of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Mr. Damian. Are you here?
Commissioner Cochran. Commissioner Garvelia. Commissioner Hayes.
Yes.
Messer Smith.
Present. I'm going to do the reading of the minutes, and then we'll get to the proclamations, please.
A couple of things from the minutes from the March 24th meeting, on the second page, 3A, or down about towards the end, the bad debt number is actually changing. I say all that to not be able to find it, but it was about $4,000 less we had, so we had actually collected on some of it. Just a quick edit there, and then, another part that I'll go back, we'll discuss afterwards. Just have a couple of questions with some, but aside from that edit, I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Commissioner Sully.
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran.
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia.
Yes.
Commissioner Hayes. And Messer Smith.
Yes. All right, we have some of the fun part of the evening this evening. Got some recognitions we'd like to do this evening. To the council, if you're not aware, we have our Wrangler girls here this evening, and last year was a second place. They came back, sought revenge, and resoundingly won this year. And I really wish some of us could have been there to see that. But we'd like to recognize you ladies tonight, and as part of that, we put together something that's simple. I know it may not mean much, but trust me, it means a lot in how you represent Benton, how you represent your school, and how you represent yourselves. So I have a proclamation here, and I'm going to hand it to one of your coaches, and it just says this. It says, whereas hard work, dedication, and talent have enabled the Benton Wrangler girls to be awarded the 2025 AA Hip Hop State Champions, and whereas being the 2025 AA Hip Hop State Champions has brought honor to Benton Consolidated High School, the city of Benton, Franklin County, on the local, state, and national level, and now therefore be it resolved, I, Lee Messersmith, Mayor of Benton, Illinois, do hereby recognize and hereby congratulate the Wrangler girls for their tremendous achievement on being awarded the 2025 AA Hip Hop State Champions, and it says in the testimony thereof and so forth. So we want you to come get this, and then ladies,
Yay.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done.
Very nice.
In the grand scheme of things, in your world, you're more concerned about being shot with a water gun for many of you, other things, but I know how hard you guys work. We know how hard you ladies work, and I don't know that you always get the recognition you deserve.
No, thank you.
And so this is our way of saying congratulations, well done, and trials next week, right?
Yep, Monday.
Okay, good, I'll be there. But congratulations, ladies, and well done. Love you all.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting
We
us.
need some photos of some sort. That's usually what Brooke does.
I can do that.
You do that?
I can do that.
So my phone is.
Oh, your phone is
Yeah.
broadcasting. Okay.
Oh, you need my phone case?
I can do that. I have a phone. I've taken a couple of pictures. How do you want to do this?
Great question.
How do you want to do this?
Yeah, we just kind of gather over there if you'd like to
Yeah.
just like do that.
Get the
Yeah.
swap?
Hey, girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that?
Sounds great.
Some up, some down? Some short, some tall?
Yes, seniors in front.
Yeah. And be sure to leave the goggles on in case we're proud of them.
And I love the shirts.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm digging the shirts. I love the color.
Thank you.
And it's not maroon, but I like the shirt. Oh, there we go.
I came up with one on this side.
Oh, there you go. Blue for. Perfect. You guys ready? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, and
Congratulations.
thank you for supporting the kids.
Absolutely.
You and
Yes,
Angie,
yes.
thank you so much. That we see you guys.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Angie.
Thank you all. Congratulations.
No, we should have done you first and made these ladies sit and listen to.
Should we wait right here? You guys
A
want to
little more under the radar, and there's just as much recognition. Are y'all are staying for you. You notice that Cole is not wearing his goggles. He's no longer
He's already
participating in the
out.
senior. Cole is our IHSA student athlete, all-state athlete and academics. And I'm gonna read a little bit about what this means in order to even qualify for this. The nomination says, the student must have a minimum GPA of 3.5, 4.0, and I think you're 4.2, 4.21, something like that. The student must have participated in at least two IHSA sponsored activities during each of the last 2 years, which is cross-country and track. Must have demonstrated outstanding citizenship during his or her high school career, and if selected, must be willing to travel to Bloomington, that's where you were last night. You got home at like 12:30. If you'll allow me, I'd like to read, I'm glad somebody posted this. This is what they wrote up about him, and for the council's benefit and those that are here, this is the bio they wrote up about him. The average stack of letters of recommendation contains a repetition of superlatives. When writers endorse someone of rare talent, however, they find ways to stretch beyond superlatives. Benton cross country and track star Cole Buchanan, for one, has made the job of those recommending him for the IHSA All-State Academic Team the opposite of a chore. Cole Buchanan is unlike any student I've worked with in my career, writes guidance counselor Dr. Martin, who has seen top students rise above the rest during their junior and senior years. Cole was different. From the moment he joined student council his freshman year, he actively sought out leadership roles. His career has been marked by his drive, dependability, thoroughness, and knack for getting things done. Cole's organizational skills are exceptional, and they allow him to thrive in everything he's involved in. For those that don't know, he's Mr. Spreadsheet in the EDGE program. He's consistent, reliable, unwavering in his commitment to whatever he takes on. Such praise might take some assume Cole as a know-it-all, but that would be a mistake. He's incredibly receptive to constructive criticism and actively seeks out ways to improve himself, and who will be sad to see Cole graduate, says Dr. Martin. He has a 1320 SAT, 28 ACT, there's the 4.21 GPA on a weighted scale of 4, valedictorian in his class of 169. He aspires to become an FBI agent, and then the article goes on and on and on. So we have a proclamation for you tonight, and you have had a really phenomenal year, and this was a really nice thing to add to it. And this says, whereas hard work, dedication, and talent have enabled student athlete Cole Buchanan to earn a spot in IHSA All-State, and where earning a spot on IHSA All-State Academic Team for 2025 has brought honor to Benton, the high school, and Franklin County at the local, state, national level, I, Lee Messersmith, Mayor of Benton, do hereby recognize and hereby congratulate Cole Buchanan for his tremendous achievement on earning a spot on the 2025 IHSA All-State Academic Team for 2025. What you got on it? Dude, that's a big medal. This is Sandy, you're on it. Congratulations, sir. Yeah, there you go. Pick up this, what's this one right here? Yeah, we do this right here. There. You've done this enough, you know what you're doing. Thank you. Thank you, ladies, for sticking around.
Thank you.
Cheers. This senior class has time and time again proven themselves to be shining stars beyond many other years. So, thank you, Council, for allowing us to recognize them.
Oh, so you missed that. I always
Just real quick, guys, the charge-off number was $5,091.50. I did find that piece of paper, so this is a quick update for you.
Can I make follow up on a comment? Sure. When you follow up after this class, we had a scholarship meeting in that year. We're going to do 13 scholarships. We've never done more than 6. We're going to do 13 this year, kids. All great kids, you know, just wonderful kids. And, just neat thing. So, I don't know if it's this class or if it's just coming up more and more, but, yeah.
I think it's probably some of both, but this class is their entire school career, K through 12, they've all been showing up, so. All right, let's move into some more reports, public property. Commissioner Garavani, if you would, please.
Okay, I don't have any purchase orders. B is the discussion of approval and repairs to Twin Oaks Roof. And, I have a proposal and bid from Andrews Roofing for items that need to be done because it was leaking. And I went and inspected it, and you could see that exhaust pipes were going, there was water leakage there, and then there also was water leakage around in the it was actually in the storage room, but it's the kitchen part where at one time it looks like there's a flue going up there, and that has issues. And his proposal is to install 2 new pipe flashings on pipes replace the metal edge, on the north side and seal around the chimneys and metal vents, and that's for a cost of $480. I don't have, purchase order or anything for that now, but I would like to make I would like that maybe you and I make a decision on this
Well, I think some of,
between now and next.
yeah, I think some of my question's gonna be for the follow-up is, will this solve the problem, or is this, like, is there a bigger issue at play? And is this just kind of triage to a system that has, that's gonna continue to have issues?
No, he believes that this will take care of the leaking issues, but and then there's other issues, like I'm also getting bids on having the roof power washed, and then we discussed that it might, so the building well to have the whole building power washed. And on the roof, I would suggest the low pressure power washing.
Should we get more water into the roof?
Yeah.
Well, and so I know Commissioner Case had actually, someone looked at it too that he mentioned, and we have conflicting information. He's saying he thinks it can be fixed. The feedback that he was given was like it's a complete replace.
With the metal roof, it pretty much becomes all or none at one.
See, and that's what I'm wondering. I just wanna make sure that whatever we do is the right answer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which I think that's kind of what she was saying anyways, that we would discuss. So,
And another thing that I observed when I was there is, who put I know the garden club purchased the window boxes, the flower boxes that are in the window, but who put those on? I don't remember.
Davis and I did.
Did you?
We replaced them is exactly the way they had been originally hung.
Really?
We put them back just the way they had been there.
Okay, so they were sitting on that ledge?
Mhm.
Well, it's entrapping debris and
Yep.
it's going to create a rotting issue with the frame around that window. And the window on the, to get my directions straight, the southeast corner of that building, that window was pushed in. I could literally put my hand out. It was.
It wouldn't close? Okay.
No, it's pushed in right out of alignment, and, we tried to get it back in place as best we could, but I am concerned about there being, damage with those window boxes.
Yep, so when we replaced those, we replaced them exactly what was there. It came out, went back in place, put it right back where it was before.
Okay.
So, but we can talk more about that. But
So
let's,
that's it, that's the only thing.
let's
that I
table,
have.
so we need a motion to table item 4B then for now.
Make the motion, table it.
Yes.
Second.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes,
Commissioner Davis?
Yes.
And Mr. Smith?
Yes.
and that's all I have.
Streets and public improvements, Commissioner Cochran?
We have a purchase order for some grates, for storm sewer grates, covers $912 a packet. Make a motion to approve that.
That number is not it's close.
Should be 1085.70.
There you go. It didn't have, this one doesn't show the shipping and handling, which was on the original quote. So 1085.70 is the actual quote.
Oh, okay, well, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1085.70.
Yes, sir.
I make a motion that we approve that.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Commissioner Case?
Yes.
And Mr. Smith?
Yes.
No pool adjustments, no lake lot lease transfers, we need discussion approval of our 2025 MFT program resolution. I think that was sent to Chris, would you mind?
Absolutely, thank you, Commissioner Cochran. Resolution 2503 will be our MFT resolution for the calendar year. It has went up from last year, which was $785,000. It's $825,000 this year. We've probably seen price stabilization. The notable changes in there are going to be in some of our projects, in the scope of them. We are going to do, at least what is proposed in the MFT is, paving. I'm sure my terms are gonna be a little bit off.
I can highlight that if you like.
Yeah,
In general.
Yeah, go ahead.
The overlays we're gonna do this year, we're gonna do, McLeansboro Street from Webster Street down to the railroad track, you know, we replaced the sewer in there. We also, while we're out there, we're gonna do Forest and McKenzie Street, the middle school, that's a lot of issues. We're also gonna do north to Coin Street from KOA up to the bridge south, that's in terrible shape. So right now, that's the highlights of the overlays.
Go ahead, I think there's one more, but
And of course, oil and chipping is all over town, we'd have to get a map out to show you, but that's maybe there was another one.
there's one more on McCann Street from the north side of the high school from Route 34 to
Yeah,
Warren Street.
yeah, okay.
And that looks like it's a mill, tack coat.
Right,
Yeah,
Canal
so that,
Street,
so
yes,
that's a,
yeah,
But that was when they planned on doing it, it was a lot
So
farther.
H25, Chris.
A25 is the number, yes, so, and that number is reflected to the dollar, to the penny, in your, budgets that we'll talk about when we get down to
We're
7.
trying to get an earlier bid this year, so we get it done sooner, working at it hard, trying to get an earlier, projects going on, not wait till late fall. Kind of, you're at the mercy of, to be honest with you, but Craig's pushing hard to try to get it done earlier.
Especially with the work by the schools.
Well, that's another thing, the school project is still, scheduled to start right around the time school gets out, so we don't wanna do anything down until we get that. Of course, that's not gonna affect McCann Street as much, so it'll be a portion at the intersection there, McCann and Smay on 34. So that's all depending on that, so, but we're gonna try to get them in there as soon as we can this summer. So, thank you, Chris.
Your motion?
That's all I got.
Motion to
Need a
approve.
motion to approve, yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve the MFT program for the two twenty-five.
I'll second that.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Commissioner Case?
Yes.
Mayor Masser?
Yes. Public health and safety?
Yeah, that's some purchase orders I wanna explain a little bit to the council. Why, one of these, this pump, they had a call to a house, I'm not for sure where, I did not go to that one, I don't go to those calls, those structure fires. The guy, water was pouring in the guy's basement, they called Ameren, Ameren said we got power lines down everywhere, and the guy didn't know what to do, he was about to get to his power box, so the chief come to me, and I thought, well, we need a pump as long as it stays in the fire department, and doesn't leave, like we lost the generator. So I agreed to that for $799, for a water pump, so I make a motion to accept that.
Second.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Commissioner Case?
Yes.
Mayor Masser?
Yes.
The other one I have is for, a wetsuit for a temporary, fireman that we got for $1,406. Firefighter Jennings, we had all that flood water coming in. The chief thought that we needed to get him a wetsuit to, get out with the others if need be. So I agreed to that, for $1,406.01.
Quick question. We've had other temporary firefighters. To my knowledge, in the 6 years I've been here, we've never bought any other temporary firefighter a wetsuit.
We've never had this much water. That's all I'm going by.
So we have.
Yeah.
'Cause I know when I've like been with the top big covered up, but
It's
so,
back when I was a little kid, I think,
well,
as much as we've had now.
in the 10 years I've been here, we have. I guess my question is, this is gonna set a new precedent of what we do moving forward if we do this. That's my only concern.
I mean, I just hope it becomes, I mean, if it's for a temporary employee, I hope it becomes like just pool gear, you know.
That it gets used by, available to others.
Used by others, I mean,
That's my next question.
I tend to agree with that, like if we're gonna start buying temps and TOCs, I mean, I would assume, this is a straight assumption, I would assume that firefighter Jennings has diet training, which is why he has a wetsuit. I mean, I would assume that
I'm
coming
pretty
from,
sure he has.
coming from the Marines, like, I would assume that he has diet training.
He's got a
So-
stack of papers,
Yeah.
and I've looked through them, but I can't remember what all he had. I'd say he's probably,
Yeah, I would agree, I mean, it's not selling, it's just, we start to walk down a slippery slope when we're gonna start
right.
outfitting everything, especially, but what we're gonna talk about in 7D with
Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Commissioner Case?
Yes.
Mayor Liscan?
Yes.
And the third one is for, the digital radio upgrade. Come to, $16,999.80. A 5-year, mobiles is $3,925. UHF, I can't read his writing, is $77.94. Labor, $220, come to $21,222.74. Chris, we do have this in the budget coming May.
It is in the budget pending approval by the council on the 28th when we will actually have the budget
When we do
hearing.
the budget, we'll-
So if we choose to approve purchase order 432, I will not sign a check until after the beginning of the fiscal year. We had this conversation pretty extensively last year regarding the squad car,
Yes.
and we wanted to, now I know the digital radio turnover has got to be done much sooner.
Right.
So I am completely on board with that. I just hope Novacom understands that we are not cutting a check until after the May bill cycle, because
Should we table this?
I think we can purchase it, they just need to be under, they just,
When are they gonna install it?
Well, they can't install it till they get their money, probably. I don't
well,
know.
their terms are 35% of net down 15 days, and then 35 at equipment delivery, and 30% on programming and completion.
That's 2 weeks.
So,
Yeah. Well, but here, the date of this was February 5th, David showed me.
Till May fifth?
Got May 5th.
I didn't know what 90 days was.
so basically what we'll do is we'll approve it, and then on May 1st, he can call and say, start bringing my gear. And then we'll pay him after that bill run in May, when we have that first meeting, we'll pay bills, and then we can make a check live. So just as long as the Novacom rep understands why we are doing this, I mean, I know budgets are difficult for some to follow, but like this is, like we went through and specifically put it in there. 425-26, it was a request from Chief Cochran, and it was accommodated because we have to do it. So that was an easy one, but Novacom will get their money when the year rolls over.
Yeah, the police has got theirs, or it's,
Yeah.
they're working.
Yeah, so did you make that motion?
I'll make that motion if somebody
I'll
else.
second it.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Commissioner Case?
Yes.
Mayor Liscan?
Yes.
The other thing that's not on the agenda is the merit board. Everybody's got a copy of it about the probation officer that we're gonna be testing May 17th.
I knew that we had talked about it, I knew there was a date, I haven't seen the letter, but
It's actually, you got that on the agenda, Don.
Okay. Then,
Are you saying that date from May 17th?
yeah, I just wanted to let you know that. The, B is for the merit board to discuss, let the fire department and the merit board do the fire department testing date.
what does our list look like for the fire department zone?
We've got two people on it yet.
Do we expect them to turn us down?
One works for the state corrections at Big Muddy, and the other one, I don't know. They both paid on calls. So, we do have a list.
And this isn't like our police officer list where they turned us down multiple times and we're
Right,
basically gonna
right.
clean them off.
No, they have not.
If I remember correctly, the list that we're working off of, firefighter Palmer is on there, he's currently probationary
Here's
firefighter.
number one.
Halsted was on there, who turned down the job,
Yeah.
so, I mean,
We've got two on there,
When does that list expire now?
next year. It's a 2-year race, a 2-year
This,
test. So, it's just what all you'll wanna do, you wanna,
Then you can discuss the cost of that and find the.
we talked, I mean, I know the police officers are testing on the 17th as
Yeah.
well, so are they wanting to run a combined?
we could not, John D. and I had talked, tried, if we did agree with this, we couldn't get it done at the same time. It'd be different. We were talking $2,200 each time we test.
and we currently have 2 on the list to reach out to the full from.
I mean, I'm okay with creating a larger pool, but at some point, the council is going to have to determine where their money wants to be spent. I'm okay with creating a pool, and we talked about residency being potentially a gatekeeper in some of that. It just, I know the council's probably not really enjoying this because we have a list. I mean, but if we're gonna get turned down and there's a need, we'll have to test.
If you get turned down.
Well, on the police department, they will send, people that's on the list a letter, and they've got, so many days to tell them yay or nay. So, we got the 2 openings at the police department that we really need to fill, but,
And no opens at the fire department.
Shane seems to think that he needs, more people on the list, so.
Well, we have 2 on the list, correct? We have 1 in the academy that has to pass the academy in order to be full-time.
Right. And
So-
then he's on probation for a while, so.
I don't think we're there, that's just me.
I mean, like I said, I'm okay with testing, I'm just wondering when, at what point. Again, if the list is exhausted, or we have a really good indication that the ones remaining on the list are going to turn us down,
Then we test.
then we test because we're pretty certain that they're gonna turn us down.
That's not the information you have. you know.
But I don't,
Right.
I mean,
Understand?
yeah, I mean, I'm good with whatever we decide to do. If we need to test, we can test, and if we need to wait and see what it looks like,
There you
then
go.
I think we wait and see
I
what it
would
looks like.
table it, follow up with those 2, find out what's going on, and then we guys come back in the second meeting and do it again.
I'll make a motion to table the discussion and approval of merit pool test.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Commissioner Case?
And that's all I got.
Yes, awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Council Finance. Oh, this will be fun.
You have 2 payrolls in front of you, one from March 28th of 25, totaling $103,034.57, with $80,602.23 out of the general, and $22,432.34 out of the revenue fund. I make a motion to approve that as presented.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Commissioner Case?
Yes.
Mayor Richardson?
Yes.
The second payroll you have in front of you is for payday April 11th, this just past Friday, totaling $134,438.79, with the breakdowns of $94,662.68 out of the general, and $39,776.11 out of the revenue fund. A couple of sidebars for that, this will include back pay for our public works guys, because we have come to an agreement and finalized this past check, they got their new rate, and then we took care of back pay. One employee is not on there for back pay, we actually have to do a little bit of a wage audit on that employee, I think there was been a mistake somewhere down the line previously, so we wanna make sure that we right that wrong. Just as a sidebar, the last 2 pay periods, our overtime costs are astronomical in public safety, and I get it, I get a lot of it to an extent, like, we wanna keep the public safe, but, I mean, guys, we just did back pay for 14 employees, and it's about $33,000, and across 2 pay periods, we've got almost $9,000 of overtime from the fire department, and, I don't know, roughly $7,600 out of the police department in overtime. Like, I get that we have some staffing issues at the police department with departures of going to say police and other things, but like, these costs are astronomical. And remember that the rate goes up again for the police department due to the bargaining agreement, and we're gonna begin negotiating with the fire department coming up. So higher rates to come. So I really, really push the commissioners to make sure that you are telling your department heads they have got to watch their overtime. It has got to happen. With that small rant, I make a motion to approve the April 11th payroll as presented.
Second.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Commissioner Case?
Yes.
Mayor Messersohn?
Yes.
In front of you, you have purchase order 687. It is for the Denton High School Athletics Hall of Fame. Last year, we sponsored the event out of the Community Events Fund, which is what that fund is set to do. We gave $500 last year. As you will see, the PO does not have an amount. I thought we'd leave it best open for discussion. You have a letter from one of the committee members, Ron Whitemore, saying that we gave 500 last year. We still do have money in that line item. If we want to do this, I see no reason why we wouldn't do it with what we did last year, but again, it's open for discussion if anybody wants to throw numbers out there, we're always open to discuss that. Do you want
I
to
think we should go back to it myself.
do
Yeah,
do the 500?
500 would be good, yeah.
Anybody have any additional discussion points on that? And if not, then I'll make a motion to approve purchase order 687 for $500 to
I'll second.
the high school athletics hall.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Commissioner Case?
Yes.
Mayor Messersohn?
Yes. This next one,
7C, guys, I'm just gonna tell you, I apologize, I planned on taking the reins on this and did not get the ability to really work on it, trying to help with getting back pay taken care of, as well as getting the budget ready for, display and approval, on top of also trying to live my own life and do my own job, or jobs. So, I don't have anything new. Ultimately, I think the ordinance that we saw 3 weeks ago, I'm going to retool that to make sure that it encompasses all advisory boards, which are 5 advisory boards plus the council. I think that at some point we will come back and revisit that ordinance to encompass our employees and department heads. So,
Just have her put on the agenda whenever you're ready.
yes, I fully expect to be ready on the 28th because there will probably be minimal changes to the budget. So we'll just have to approve that after the hearing. So I make a motion to table 7C.
Second.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Commissioner Case?
Yes.
Mayor Messersohn?
yes.
7D, in front of you, or placing your box, the proposed budget. I'm really kind of at a loss for words. I mean, I know I'm the one who built it, I go off of, the previous numbers and trends and try to forecast, because ultimately the budget is a tool and a guide. It's not, it's not 100% gospel. Things do come up, things happen, especially out of our control. And if anybody doesn't believe that, I give you Plainsville Street in August, and then just kind of walk away, because we had no idea that was coming down the pipeline, and it's an expense that we couldn't hide from. However, we have a spending problem. We have a significant spending problem. We are also, from what I have seen, also beginning to see declining revenues, which is indicators of a recessionary environment. And if you think that I am full of it, once we post all of the bills in a couple of weeks, I suggest that you go ask our treasurer to get the number of billing penalties on the water side. Because we blew through that's an income generator on our part. We have blown through it with a month to go. That means more and more people are behind, not paying the bill on time, they're having to pay the late penalties, they're having to pay reconnect fees. So that should be a sign to everyone that things are not, like, we're okay, we're not destitute, we are not on the cusp of receivership. We are very fluid right now. But if we continue on our spending path, in a couple of years, y'all are gonna be in trouble. And I really mean that. Because we've got a shot in the arm. I will 100% going back, I wasn't here for it, but COVID was probably an absolute savior for this community in terms of its finances. Because if it didn't have COVID, the amount of money that was thrown around on municipal governments and school districts wouldn't exist. This place is absolutely screwed. That's why when I talk about the overtime costs, or when we bid stuff and we don't, again, I don't think we should just always go with the low bidder. I mean, we want professional references and make sure that we don't have to come back and do it again. But that's why these things are so important. I also understand that we have to compensate our employees, we have to keep them engaged, and we have to keep them from leaving. I give you the two police officers that are long tenured police officers. It's not like they just came here out of the academy and left. Long tenured police officers left because we didn't have nearly as much to offer as what they could get from the state police. We'll never be able to match what they have, but we can at least make an attempt. A couple of small things in there, that way I can just side pass some questions going forward. Every department will see a safety stipend in there. In 2 weeks, we will also, when we approve the budget and the pay resolution, we will also essentially approve, I'll talk about policy for a safety stipend. We want fewer claims, it makes our insurance cheaper, it keeps us more productive, and we need to keep our employees engaged in that regard. So we're going to gatekeep it. Essentially, if we have 2 or fewer injuries a quarter, citywide, that result in workman's comp claim, we're going to incentivize our employees with a $50 gift card to a restaurant or a business in town. I know it's, as I sit here and I've bragged about finances, but like, it's something. It's something small, it comes around quarterly, it's not the token, hey, here's Christmas and here's $50 for everyone. Like, this is at least a little bit of appreciation throughout the year. And again, everything in the budget, we don't go through, right? Like, there's a lot of things that we don't buy, we don't spend, we have to hold off for a couple of years. We're gonna have to be more mindful of that. Also, even though it doesn't actually matter until 2027, I began to work in increased compensation for the commissioners and the mayor. $6,000 is absolute farce of what we require commissioners to do when they have to run the city. So at some point, this council is going to have to figure out, do we want to pay our commissioners a larger salary, or do we want to hire a centralized administrator? Seeing as we have over 50 employees and you're running a municipality of 7,000 people, a centralized administrator is probably the correct way to go. But then you can actually take from those funds and deviate there. But like, we've got a lot of stuff we've got to work on before that next council takes seat. We'll put this on display, we'll talk about it. I want a 45-minute budget hearing on the 28th from 4:15 to 5. And I don't care if anybody's here to see it, if you're just gonna sit here and listen to me ramble, y'all are gonna have to get over it. But it's a transparent way to do it, it keeps people engaged. We'll display this on the website, we'll display it here in physical copies at City Hall. Do you guys, I mean, and to be completely honest with you, I'm talking about this because anytime that I talk about taking money out of the budget from a line item or from a department, it's like I've committed some great crime. Because none of these departments want to give up anything that they're spending. I mean, we see that right now as we're going through and you know, paying bills, and we start to see the rush towards the end of the fiscal year and things of that nature. So, I don't know, guys, I mean, we have some issues that have to be addressed. You guys have any questions?
I've looked at it quite a bit, and I know you've found a number of things in it that need to be corrected. I do encourage the council to take some time to look at it. Go to your department heads, sit with the department head talk to about it. I assume that they've had copies of this as well, or they're not supposed to?
They have not.
Okay.
It came to the council first, we'll go up to the department heads once I get home tonight. We'll send it
Okay.
back to the department.
So they have it as well, so sit down with them, have a conversation with them about it. And I think Chris has done the best he can to say yes to as much as he can that makes fiscal responsibility for the city. But I do struggle with some of the spending that we have and how we do it. And it's not so much the what, it's the how. And almost sometimes it's the when. If we're 3 weeks away from the end of the year, we shouldn't be rushing to spend money just to spend money. If you didn't need it then, you're not gonna need it for 3 more weeks. Just wait and let it roll over and you'll get a benefit at moving ahead.
Because we have to get it in. That crap has to stop. We're not the federal government. don't have the ability to print our money, and we're not the state where we have the ability to go borrow an astronomical amount of money. The one small thing about this budget is there is roughly a little under $2.5 million earmarked for your West Main project that is supposed to kick off next year. We're not gonna be anywhere close to paying for it out of the gate, we're gonna have to borrow it, but hopefully we can at least lessen those borrowing loads. So with all of that, I make a motion to set a budget hearing for Monday, April 28th at 4:15, preceding our next council meeting, and put this budget on display.
And I'll second that.
Commissioner Story?
Yes.
Commissioner Cochran?
Yes.
Commissioner Garvelia?
Yes.
Commissioner Hayes?
Yes.
Mayor Messerschmidt?
Yes.
One last piece of information, I did not get a bill breakdown, so I do not have a bill amount for you. So without that amount, what I would like to do is, at the end of this meeting, we're gonna have to do a continued meeting, probably for Wednesday or Thursday, unless we don't have a bill. I don't have a bill.
Give you 5 minutes.
Okay. Amy's gonna go get my bill amount.
Want us to move forward.
Amy, you okay with us moving forward? Mr. Malkovich, I yield to you, sir.
Are you, that's all you have left?
All I have left is bill, so we'll come back to me.
I think I'm up next, Mayor. I don't
Yes.
see any updates.
Okay, yeah, we already yielded you, so I just gave it to you. Anything under public, as far as updates under public affairs, as you can start to see, spring is here, activities are here. We've already had some events going on around town. The library did a dedication, thanks to large part to the Elks and their grant for the sensory calming center, sensory area. It's as much fun for big kids as it is for little kids. And then the Easter egg hunt was this last weekend. I know the Elks has an Easter egg coming up. We got second Saturday fly-ins. We got Rend Lake Water Festival, rodeo, concerts. There's a lot more activity going on, and even Capital Park's being used more. So I want to make sure we're on the same page, that those things are happening, and remind your department heads that, hey, we need to make sure we're staying on top of it, and that things come and go, but we need to work together, make sure we do the best we can in taking care of our citizens. And a large part of that is these admin meetings that we're having. We've been pretty good on attendance, but we need to make sure more than ever now, especially, that we have our department heads at those meetings, because that's where we're getting and giving information. The one we'll have tomorrow is gonna have some really good conversations. So, that's really it under public affairs and updates. There are no purchase orders. We've already done the 2 proclamations, and that's pretty much it under the public affairs report. So, anything under miscellaneous? The council?
The Dinner Fair's gonna be on the 23rd.
See, there's another one, and I forgot about that one. That's at Twin Oaks.
And the, people that have been invited have been very excited about doing that. And there will be some food trucks there.
What is that, Kevin?
It's a vendor fair. April is, National Volunteer
Oh, okay.
Month. And
And that's,
communities just do not operate without volunteers.
oh, yeah.
And so this is, to promote awareness of volunteerism and also to highlight all of the agencies like CASA and the Empowerment Center and veterinary volunteers, Passion to Action, Boy Scouts.
It's a recruiting
Girl
event.
Scouts. It's a recruiting event
mean, that's the goal,
and
right?
awareness of
What,
event
what day?
as well. and
23rd.
appreciation.
The 23rd.
From 11 to 7.
Okay,
And, all the signs will be going out tomorrow.
okay, so you have a really good day.
Okay, cool.
I got interrupted in doing this with the death of my, going to Tennessee and meeting my brother and all of that, but when I got back, it's like, I'm just gonna make it happen, so.
Good. Last thing that I've got under public, which we kind of moved over miscellaneous, I wanna move back to Malkovich Park. We're waiting on a few more things to come in to get that buttoned up, but we should have an up and running, nice looking park by the Rend Lake Water Festival will be completed. Cause I know we won't wait till after Mother's Day to plan anything, but we're to the point where we're ready for pots. And then we get the pots and bollards, and we've been told to go ahead and get the tree, so they get that in the ground. I'm glad we waited, cause it's been colder. We got a cold snap. So hopefully all that will be in place by the water festival, and then come June, the playground will show up, and the park will pretty much close, and will close down. So,
Does the garden club have,
resources.
something about the pots, the size and?
Well, so we kinda have to buy what we put in for the grant,
Right.
so we're following that, is what we'll need to follow. So that's what we've got planned, that those numbers are attached to it, so that's what the
And that's
Osland
the
grant.
city's purchasing that.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, that's all part of the grant. Yep.
All of that is going in.
Yep, absolutely. So that's an update on
The
that.
city's purchasing the dirt as well.
Oh, yeah, yeah, they'll have it all ready for flowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds awesome.
Yep. Anything under old business?
No, I have a number now, we can go back to me after, Ken has some of the old business.
Let's go back to bill runs, final bills for the year.
Yeah. And if this changes, I will let the council know on the 28th, when we correct, if we have any corrections for the minutes. For this AP run, bills total $316,782.66, with $21,919.93 coming out of the revenue fund, and $294,862.73 coming out of the general fund.